Today's video, I'm going to go over a new pair of shoes I just recently picked up. This is the New Balance 550 in the Burgundy Cyan colorway. So a little known fact about me, if you've known me for some time, is that I love sneakers, but I just haven't really had a chance to really show that on the channel. In fact, my channel is mostly about personal finance and investing, but I thought to myself that perhaps this could be a little fun attempt to try something different on the channel. Sneakers for me, I've always loved them growing up. I've always wished I could have bought more when I was younger. And I always told myself that when I grow up and have a job, I want to be able to afford sneakers as well. Going into the shoe itself, this is the New Balance 550. This is a retro style basketball sneaker from New Balance. This was actually released back in 1989, and it was actually the younger sibling of the New Balance 650, which is just a higher cut version of the shoe. So just if you add like a couple more inches here and it's a little bit more of like a lace options here, essentially you'll just have a 650. In fact, I think I have a pair. Let me find it. Oh, I got it. So this is the New Balance 650. As you can see, it has a little bit of a higher cut here on the ankle. And it has like two more lace holes for like tighter, secure fits, I guess. And this is actually the more popular of the two options, especially back then. So I think that's what caused the New Balance 550 to kind of be locked away at the vault for some time. So the New Balance 550 was actually not very popular as a shoe, I want to say, back then, because I feel like it had a bit of a lower cut and players back then probably wanted more ankle protection. That's my guess, at least. It wasn't until 2020 when Teddy Santis from the brand Medial decided to collaborate with New Balance to re-release the 550 and try to revitalize the shoe model itself. He released it in 4 different colorways: the green, the navy, the gray, and the red pair. And honestly, those caused such a media firestorm on social media that the shoe just blew up. We had like celebrities wearing them, influencers all over the place with them. So people just really bought into the hype of the shoe. And I guess I did too, technically. So honestly, what makes the shoe so special? I honestly don't think it's like that crazy looking of a shoe. It's very understated, which I think is actually part of the appeal. So let me dive a little bit more deeper into the details. So all along this shoe, we have a full leather upper, and we have like nice little paneling here of this like nice burgundy colorway here on the lining. On the collar of the shoe, we have like this nice little nylon material here. It's very comfortable and very plush. Then going around the lateral side of the shoe, essentially we have this end logo done in the same burgundy color. It's very subtle, but there's a touch of cyan right underneath that gives a little bit of pop. And then right underneath the end logo, we have these like panels of leather, which add a little bit more character to the shoe. Some perforations on the side as well to give it like a little bit of a visual break from the rest of the shoe itself. Going across the shoe now, we have the 550 branding in the cyan colorway, which also gives it a nice pop as well. Then going across the toe, we have this asymmetrical pattern here where you have a cut of leather, but it's not exactly symmetric like a Jordan 1 or like a Nike Dunk, which I think gives a bit more character and a lot more protection too, because it's very thick and very wide. Now going to the medial side, we have the same type of, basically mirrors that of the lateral side. We have the same end logo with the same cyan colorway. And then we also have those same perforations and that piping here with the different cuts of leather. Going to the back of the shoe, we have this italicized NB branding, which is really aggressive, but I really like it. And I think it gives the shoe a lot of character and a lot of pop as well. Now going to the tongue, it's a very straightforward tongue. We have the New Balance branding in cyan. This old school looking basketball done in this burgundy colorway with the NB logo in the cyan color as well. One interesting thing to know about the tongue is that it's actually very comfortable, very plush. And it actually comes with like this mesh lining, which gives a little bit more breathability and more lightweight feeling to it. The pairs from the Medial collection, they actually feature just a nylon tongue, which is fine, but I think that this gives a bit more like breathability too. Now, what makes this shoe different from the Medial pairs is that this only comes with one set of laces, and also the midsole is actually very much like, it's not as aged or vintage looking, I guess, compared to those. In fact, I think I have a pair of those Medial. Let me go find it real quick. So I have one here, and as you can see, I hope the camera can pick it up, but this pair is thoroughly beaten up, but you can see that the midsole is completely yellowed relative to that of this one here. So this midsole definitely more yellow. This one's a little bit less yellow, if you can tell. But you know what? I really like this quality of the sneaker. I like the fact that it's a little bit yellowed here because it does give it a bit of a visual break from the rest of the upper. And also, it's there to kind of remind you that this is a shoe from the 80s. Like, it's literally an 1980s basketball shoe. And it has a little bit of like this aged vintage feeling to it. So I really like that for this shoe itself. Now the outsole, nothing too crazy. It's just full rubber outsole. It's got paneling of burgundy, gray, and some burgundy here. So in terms of the cushioning, it doesn't really have much, honestly. It just has an ortholite insole, which provides the adequate protection, but that's all it's got. I think the one thing that I guess this has going for it is that if you want to be really low to the ground while you're walking or playing basketball, if you wanted to play basketball in these, you have that in this shoe. So something to think about. So would I recommend this shoe for your collection? I would say so. I think it's actually a really nice shoe to have. It's very straightforward. Can't really go wrong with it. And you know what the most crazy thing is? It actually doesn't really matter what you're wearing it with. The colors are so neutral that they just match with everything. Even the cyan, you can't really notice it unless you like really look at it. I mean, when you do, it gives a nice little pop too. That was my first ever product review. So if you have any feedback or comments, feel free to let me know. I'm trying my best to like diversify the channel a bit. And I think having some sneaker reviews every now and then would probably help spice it up a bit. And also give me some practice as well. Because yeah, there's a lot of stuff I could talk about with sneakers. So I definitely think that that's something I could definitely explore in the future. Well, thanks so much for watching. If you really liked what you saw, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.